Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, and shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today in a rather late episode, and by rather late I mean very late episode of Animal Crossing today. The long and short of it was I couldn't be bothered to record yet. I kept putting it off, I was just playing games, I was relaxing, having a nice time, and it was like, okay, let's record this Animal Crossing episode. And don't take that to me about like, oh, I hate recording these Animal Crossing episodes. As I say, life's full of ups and downs. Well, okay, if I say like a life's full of ups and downs, it makes it sound like today was a bad day. It wasn't really a bad day. I was just a bit tired, to be honest. But good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 11:56 p.m. on Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. Life is full of ups and downs, but not necessarily in every sense of it. Currently, the dimension of wanting to record an Animal Crossing episode, or wanting to record any YouTube videos today, was actually quite low. I was like, can't really be bothered. I don't know why, necessarily. I don't have an answer for you, or why. I just didn't really feel the pull to do so today, but. I think I didn't sleep as well as I thought I did last night. Normally I sleep incredibly well, but I did find today I was incredibly tired, like more so than usual, which was strange because in fact I actually slept more I think last night than anything, like about an hour more than usual. So I was a bit confused. I think maybe I just was like something weird on a sleep cycle or something, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bit I don't remember which personality type this one refers to, but I don't know. We'll just sort of send it to whichever first plausible villager we see is. Audie seems plausible. Let's give it to Audie. Yeah, it's a sort of thing where I was just like, I don't know why I was just like so randomly tired today. But it wasn't tired in the sense that I was like sleepy. I mean, it was like I was sleepy, but not like extremely so. But it was more to the extent I just didn't have the energy in me. It's Fauna, okay. My mind was like, it does sound like a normal villager. But I also like wasn't sure. Again, at this point, it doesn't really matter because the only difference I think it makes is the amount of friendship points you get. But I'm pretty sure all our villagers all have maxed out friendship, or at least close to it. So yeah, which is why I'm recording so late. I'm recording like basically midnight. You might be like, what did you get up to today? Not like an extreme amount, to be perfectly honest. Mostly I just kind of like played some games, watched some videos, relaxed. It was basically mostly quite relaxed here, if anything. I guess the most exciting thing is I actually, got a credit card today. It was a thing which it was a long time coming. Because I was like, I should get a credit card. And it was actually something which, I'm not sure I spoke about during a holiday, but, during the holiday talks, but it was something I was thinking about during the holiday, because what we did is we rented out some cars, but the thing is, the company we had to rent from, you had to like have a credit card and a driver's license to actually rent out a car, but for some reason like Amex credit cards didn't work, so the two people who were initially going to rent out a car couldn't. And it was a bit of a kerfuffle around that. And it was there when I was sitting there and I was like, I really should have a credit card. Like, I thought about it and I was like, why don't I have a credit card? Like the cashback guarantees and, cashbacks for cashbacks, commas, guarantees. The benefits you get from it are, good. And I have a source of income. So and I don't plan to not pay back the credit card charge or anything like that. I'm still going to spend within my means. I like to think of myself as responsible enough to understand that even though there is a credit card limit, doesn't mean you have to hit the credit card limit. So I was just sort of like, I don't know why I don't have a credit card, and I got a nice referral, I suppose, to the Amex credit card, and it's it's just a credit card I have. It was actually something I researched ages ago, and I never really looked further into it. I don't know why I didn't, I suppose, at that point, but it was like I should get an Amex credit card, and then I should get a backup credit card for when Amex credit cards are not necessarily taken, because if you don't know, I live in the UK. If you can tell by my accent, it doesn't mean Amex meaning American Express credit cards are accepted everywhere, but American Express cards tend to be the best for the consumer because they have like the highest cashback and things like that. So yeah, it was basically sort of me just being like, I don't know why I don't have one yet. And here we go, I've got one, and it's come in the post, and I haven't made any purchases on it, but Christmas is coming up. It's definitely time for me to do big purchases of anything, which I suppose is ironic because I suppose early in the year I've bought a laptop, I've bought this graphics tablet and things like that. So I have done big purchases, but now it's actually getting to winter. Winter sales are starting, and I tend to be someone who tends to spend quite reservedly, as I say before. But now is sort of like a good opportunity to be like, okay, now you got a credit card, spend still reasonably, of course, but take advantage of these things, which I think it's because from when I was like a teenager or whatever, I've just like it got instilled into me that I should just always save and things like that. But it also led to perhaps a mix of my personality as well. So I tend to basically never spend on things I want. It was a real like what's the word? Sort of like tearing apart decision. That's not really the word I want. To be like, let's get this graphics tablet, despite the fact it was like obviously something I would use like very often, and definitely something worth it for me. Yeah, so I tend to spend rather frugally, but it's going to be like winter sales are going to be coming up, and I think this is the perfect time to actually improve my wardrobe by like a significant margin again. Like the last time I did it was probably like 5 years ago, or 3 years ago maybe, when I was like, okay, time to get a lot of like cool new things. Now I need more things, because now I'm like starting to really become more aware of like the not vacancies, but the holes, I suppose, in my wardrobe. And I don't mean like holes in my clothes or anything, but things I'm missing. I don't have like specific coats. I don't have like great selection of formal wear, etc., etc. So now's the time, I suppose, with a credit card to do these big purchases, and then after I get like a welcome bonus or whatever. Sorry, it's just like really boring like fiduciary financial talk, but once I get a welcome bonus, then I will probably reset back to my like spend nothing lifestyle. But I thought it makes sense. It's a Christmas season. It's kind of a time where you give gifts. It's time where there's going to be a lot of sales, especially. It's time to do stuff. And one thing I was actually thinking about was like, I wonder if I should upgrade my computer. This is definitely something I should have a conversation with like my much more techie friend about it, because I'm not super sure, because my computer's not like that bad or anything. Bearing in mind it was built with gaming in mind, it still games pretty well. I mean, I can't run Baldur's Gate, I don't think, on my max settings or anything like that, but I can still run it on like reasonably high settings and it's still smooth. The thing is, nowadays, of course, back then I wasn't doing YouTube channel, back then I wasn't drawing as much. I was drawing, but it was not that often. But nowadays, when I have things open, when I'm like rendering videos, when I'm like using Clip Studio Paint, when I've got all three of my monitors on, and things like that, I'm just like, I'm starting to find my computer, it's just not chugging, but it is certainly slower than I expect for things, like especially when I try and do anything on a large canvas with a high DPI on Clip Studio Paint. There's a significant, a noticeable lag when I'm drawing, to the extent where I'm just like, is it time for an upgrade? I'm not really sure, because I guess all of my other previous computer upgrades have sort of been out of necessity. The first time I bought a computer was some terrible computer from PC World, but I didn't have a computer. I also didn't buy it. My parents bought it, obviously, because I was like 11 or something. And then like the first upgrade was because that computer died, and I built a PC because I was like, I don't necessarily need a computer, but it's so ingrained, I suppose, in my day-to-day life that I would be kind of remiss to not have one. I would use it basically every day, and I did use it every day. And then this upgrade, it was only 2 upgrades, like that upgrade and this upgrade. That's crazy. Was because that computer was getting like slow, it was getting old, and I was like, okay, now I've saved up money, I'm like, let's go for big upgrades, do something that will last me a while. And it has lasted me a while. It's been 6 years? How long has it been computer? 6 years? Maybe, I'm not sure. It's it's been doing a fantastic job, and it's sort of like gotten to a point where like, well, now my needs are changing again, I guess, is the other way to look at it. Now my needs are changing again. Now I need things which need more intense CPU or more RAM and things like that. I need more storage space, I suppose, in my computer, which, by the way, these are all things I could definitely separately upgrade, but it's sort of deciding and untangling what parts I need to upgrade. I think probably what might end up happening was I will upgrade my motherboard, maybe my motherboard, CPU, RAM, and then get another hard drive. But I will keep my graphics tablet. I will probably keep my case and recording systems in it. If anything, maybe I'll change recorder, because I don't know necessarily, but that I see as foreseeable as me doing some upgrades. Maybe I would even get one of those like super fast SSDs, the ones which like directly plug into the motherboard. I forget what they're called. I don't know. I should talk to my friend about it, because he knows all this stuff, but I'm like vaguely aware of it, but he knows like more in detail. And I was also thinking I should get a new phone, because this phone is also kind of old. But it's at a weird point, because again, a lot of my previous upgrades have been out of necessity. Why I get a new phone is because my old phone was terrible. Like the battery life was like an hour or something. And I just legitimately didn't have enough space. But now, I guess I gotta be reasonable with myself. Even though the situations have changed, you know, I'm not exactly in the same position I was when I was like 16 or something. Obviously, that's weird to say. 16 was a decade ago. I don't feel like I'm 26. I still feel like I'm like in my maybe early 20s or something. But I think it's probably because the years sort of blend together, if anything. Anyway, that's not the point. Situations certainly have changed, when now the necessity isn't necessity as in like literally I can't do anything without it. It's more of a necessity of like use cases, I suppose. In this case, this phone is not completely dead, but it definitely does not have enough space, I suppose, and it certainly has a noticeable, not an extreme lag, but it certainly doesn't run at max. It's noticeable that it's old, I would say, and the battery life is not great or anything, to the extent where it's like, it seems like a reasonable time to get an upgrade. I'm not going to say it's like, it's definitely not a necessity, but it's sort of like a different sort of necessity, where it was like, how would I describe it? Because a necessity is not really the right word, but it's more like the use case of it has gone past the point of being, it's now gone from unreasonable to get an upgrade to reasonable to get a new upgrade, you know? And I guess it's like, if it's a sliding scale which continuously ticks up from 0 to 100, 100 being absolutely necessary, there's like no other choice, and 50 being like the threshold point. It's like normally I've replaced things at like when I'm at like 80 to 90, but now I'm sort of like I'm replacing at like 60 to 70. I don't know, it just feels a bit weird. I think that's the inherent part of me as well, which is reluctant to spend on things, is being like, hey, could you survive another year with this phone? Yeah, I could survive another year with this phone, absolutely. But also, it would be inconvenient, I'm having to uninstall apps, I suppose, or make sacrifices on my phone, where it's just like, okay, I don't need to. My phone camera quality, it's actually something I was thinking about, is notably not great compared to I was comparing like my photos compared to my friends' photos from the holidays, and it's like, my phone doesn't really hold up anymore. I'm sure it was great at the time, and it still is reasonable, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, also, if I want to like start delving into photography, it's maybe a potential hobby or potential interest to start looking into. It's like, I should get a phone with a better camera, right? I don't know, it's just like these small things which start adding up, but nothing, the sum total which is missing is not ridiculous, but it is, there is something. I understand this is a very privileged position I'm in to be. In the first place, for me to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I have the comfort to be able to upgrade these things in the first place. But it is just, I don't know, I guess it just kind of crosses my mind where I'm like, it's just something to consider, It's something to consider with the fact that, treat yourself is basically the sort of attitude I'm taking towards this, where I'm like, why not? I don't really know, I just didn't really before, so why not now? So yeah, I don't know, but I'm trying to make like a short list of things, like big purchases, which certainly have been a long time coming. I think clothes and makeup is definitely like a big one. So like sort out like whatever's going on in my clothing situation, sort out whatever actually properly spend on some good quality makeup, because makeup is surprisingly expensive. I don't know what else, maybe some hair stuff as well. I'm very tempted to dye my hair, but I'm also like not 100% sold on it at the same time. Again, I have very dark black hair, so the thing is, dyeing it is a real pain. But, okay, hello Apollo. So it would mean I would have to bleach it, but to be fair, if I would never dye all my hair. The only thing I would ever do would be like a drip dye sort of thing. I can't remember who I was speaking with this about. It might have been with my sister or something. I was interested in getting, like, if I was to get a drip dye, I would probably dye my hair like a dark blue, or maybe like a gradient blue colour, or like an icy sort of like blue colour. I don't know, I think someone suggested to me like pink. I'm not sure if I want like pink. I don't know. Like, I do like the colour pink, but I don't know. I don't see it for my hair. I see red, like blue and red for some reason. I see in my hair. I don't know. Maybe I want a more like bolder colour for my hair, if anything, rather than a soft colour. I don't know, and it's not something I've quite wrestled out. Another thing, I definitely need to get my ears pierced. Maybe it'll be time to get some jewellery. I should add that to the shortlist, because I don't have like any accessories or jewellery. I've never really had much of a desire to wear it, but also I don't have a desire to wear it because I don't have any. You know, it's sort of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm gonna put that in here. Jewellery. It might be nice to get like a notably nice like necklace or bracelet or something. You know, spend a little. On that sort of thing, something which is like you can bust out on like a fancy occasion or whatever. I don't know what else. I need to really make like a short list of things. It's like, this is stuff I should start thinking about buying. I remember ages ago I wanted to buy like a proper KitchenAid stand mixer, I suppose, because I used to do a lot more baking. Nowadays I don't really, but I don't know. It might still be nice to just like buy one. I was on to a friend who bought one for his mother, and he was just like, it's actually incredible. Like, even though it's not like a huge amount of baking, and like I used it while I was at his house because I was also doing some baking. I don't remember why I was doing some baking at his house, and I was like, this is incredible. It's amazing. So I think it's a distinct possibility. I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know. It's again something I need to think. Oh, I actually completely forgot we were trying to help out Wispy Boy, weren't we? We've only got like one. Okay, yeah, we're not doing great. Fawn is also asleep, so I don't think we can give his diary to her. Yeah, because it's midnight. I'm actually surprised Lily's even awake, but I guess she's going for a midnight walk. Yeah, I don't know. I need to make like a short list of things which would be like nice to buy. Like, part of me also kind of wants to buy an acoustic guitar just to like learn how to play guitar, but that is kind of like a ridiculous purchase because one, I've got my piano over there and I've not played it enough. Practice or played it enough. I think part of the reason I haven't played it enough is because I keep like using it as a makeup stand, because I don't have a table near the mirror where I do makeup. Like, I don't know, I need to like rearrange my room or something like that, so I can actually have access to my piano. I don't know. So it seems silly to buy a guitar and be like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna learn how to play guitar. When it's like, okay, you haven't even relearned how to play piano. That'd be significantly easier than you learning how to play guitar, you know, from nothing. I can't find my logic out. That's definitely a sign of like too far. You know what else would be too far? Like a car. That's too far. A bike? I don't know. Maybe a bike's not too far. I don't really cycle that much though. But it's also, I don't have a bike anymore. I did have a bike. I used to cycle a lot during university because that's just like one of the easiest ways to get around. Where are all the spirits? I guess we'll round up this episode because I've still got stuff to say. When we found all the spirits. You know what? I don't think we went this way. I used to cycle a lot during like university times because it was just the most convenient way to get around. But and then eventually like the bike broke. I think it was like the tires or something broke or something, and we just never got a replacement. I don't even know what I've done with a bike. It's somewhere. It's gone kaput. But I don't know. It could be worth getting a bike. It's just these are all things which are obviously by nature going to be luxuries. Of course, these are not things I by necessity need. But they're still interesting to talk about and think about. You know, like, what if I bought like not graphics tablet, like a mobile tablet? That certainly seems like a waste because I have a laptop which can be used as a tablet in the first place, and I don't use that all the time anyway. I should use that more. I think part of it is just I'm not used to the sort of. It sounds so stupid. I'm not used to like using a laptop. You know, the idea of like. If I want to use a computer thing, I would be like, I want to use my computer. Which, if anything, I suppose kind of points to the fact that maybe I should upgrade my computer rather than get like these fancy extraneous gadgets. It's also possible maybe I should get like a smartwatch or something. That is actually also another interesting thing to consider. I'm going to put that on the shortlist. I just need to, I need like a list of things which make sense for me to get, like, plausibly, you know? But sorry, but that's a list which will be constructed with a time rather than anything. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. Where is the final wisp? That is my big question. I would have thought I would have found it by now. I'm trying to think where I've not gone. I'm also kind of surprised Celeste's night. It's a very clear day today. Oh, clear night even. What was I even talking about? Like a credit card, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of credit cards out there. You might be like, what credit card do you have? I have the Amex Gold. I'm not necessarily planning to stick with it forever. We'll sort of see how it works out. But I think it's plausible. I do think it's plausible. Where is this spirit? It has gone. Ah, that was another thing I was just thinking about. Is I should change my mobile bill payments to be on my credit card rather than my debit card. I kind of forgot to do that. I was going down a rabbit hole of like searching about using Amex on PayPal and like the transactional fees. And also apparently Amex has a very terrible sort of like foreign currency conversion rate, which I did not realise. Which is fine, because I have a Revolut debit card, I suppose, which is normally what I use if I ever have to do any foreign purchases or any travelling. Oh, there you are. Well, I didn't know Amex is so bad. It was like 3% or something. I was like, that's quite high, all things considered. Yeah, again, I'm not like a financial expert, so definitely don't come to me with financial... No, don't take my financial advice. Do your own research. It's just sort of like I'm trying to learn at the same time here, you know. Anyway, here you go, Wisp. Reminds me when they put like a credit card in Animal Crossing. I think it was in Let's Go to the City. I had a credit card, but what was in my mind? No, actually, I think it was in two of them. I think it might have been in New Leaf as well. But in one of them, like the credit card was pointless because it was like there was like a surcharge on it or something, which was insane. But then the other one, the second time it was implemented or something, it was actually like pretty decent because I think it gave you a discount at like Gracie Grace stores. So it must have been Let's Go to Assissia. So I'm not sure if I'm misremembering. Anyway, I guess it doesn't really fit the theme of New Horizons, but still. I am going to round this episode off here, I think. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.